Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Mr. Brother Abba, your butt from the DC Church. Coming at you, giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemel Shah, Shemel Kadash, Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shah being whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, by meaning in the name, recall meaning spirit, Kadash meaning holy. All right, these are the names and the powers that I come to you in order to profess the 100% truth and Lord's will, seal the elect's faith. All right. Shun Kabak, Gabala Kabs, Koim now by eighth, meaning double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS in these times. And of course, Shalom, Wabarakim, Labakarim, Shasha Allah. Peace and blessings be upon the elect of the nation of Israel. And to the men out there that's pushing this word of sincerity and truth. To you I say Shalom, Wabarakim, I found peace and blessings be upon you. All right, and now without further ado, I'm going to name this video Camera Etiquette. And as you can see, the word etiquette in front of you, it's a person, place, or a thing. It's a noun. And it says prescribed behavior. In this case, it's a thing. All right, and it's more so of an attribute. All right. Now, like it says, prescribed behavior. And the reason why I'm making this video is because, you know, us as men, we have to understand that whenever we take on the role of filming the works, you know, that's not a small duty. It's a very big duty. And usually you have younger brothers who are behind the camera, manning the camera. And you younger bros need to kind of step up. I ain't going to say kind of, but you younger bros need to step up to the plate and make sure that you're doing it with all your might. You know, the scriptures tell us to do so. Okay, and you got to understand, as I was told by my elders, you know, we are the eyes and ears of the elect. So you got to make sure that you're focused in and making sure that the camera is on point, essentially. And the reason why is because it's extremely disruptive to the spirit if you're not moving in concordance of the speaker and who's speaking. Even sometimes when there are encounters and you have an individual that may be a little bit toward behind you, and you're just not manning the camera correctly, going from the speaker to whoever is in whoever's up there speaking to the speaker, you know. But you have to make sure that you're conducting yourselves correctly in order for the elect to be focused in on the video, okay? Because it is extremely important for us to be on point when it comes to filming the works, because that could seriously disrupt somebody's spirit based off how it's filmed, all right? And you got to understand, you know, we take very, very precautious care and tedious care to the elect, all right? That's our job. Okay, so it's prescribed behavior. And then also, when you look it up in the Google dictionary, it says the customary code of polite behavior in society or among members of a particular profession or group. And that's the whole kind of the whole point, you know, is following the protocol, following the good manners of how we're supposed to conduct ourselves when we're out in the highways and hedges and doing that specific position. And, you know, you may not understand the significance behind, you know, manning the camera, but that is one of the most, it's just as important as the speaker. You know, the person that's manning the camera is just as important as the speaker, because they both play a very important role. You know, if let's just hypothetically say the speaker is speaking and the camera's face toward the street, that's a complete disruption. You know, it can disrupt the spirit wholeheartedly. Okay, so you just have to make sure that you're being on point when it comes to the camera and when it comes to every other aspect of this truth, of this faith. All right, so I just wanted to grab a couple of quick precepts to kind of go along with that theme. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 10. Yeah, there's Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 10. Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might, for there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave whither thou goest. Okay, so whatever your hand finds to do, you have to make sure that you're doing it to your best, to your fullest potential. All right. And like I don't know if I stated this, but a lot of younger bros are behind that camera and don't really understand the significance of what they're doing, not really attentive, coughing, sneezing, doing whatever it is, having side conversations behind the camera. You cannot do that, all right? The camera picks that up, all right? Those small little sounds are extremely disruptive. That small little shalom or whatever it is, make sure you're doing it outside of the camera. Step away from the camera if you're going to salute a brother, or if a brother salutes you, you know, and what have you. Just make sure you're not speaking directly into the camera. Make sure you're not. It's hard. In some cases, it's hard. Shalakia. In some cases, it's hard. But you have to make sure that, you're keeping the proper conduct behind that camera. Make sure that you step away if it's a conversation you need to have, or if you want to have, if there's some camps to where, it's small, so you probably only have 3 people there. You have a reader, a speaker, and then you have the camera holder. If you want to speak, make sure you're not speaking behind the camera. Speak in front of the camera, okay? If you got an input, just step in front of the camera real quick if it's permitted, and then, lay down what you have to say. And in reference to that too, it says, whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might. And I kind of really brought this out because I want to kind of italicize the significance of that specific role of being the camera holder, okay? Because it takes only a short span of time. It only takes 2 seconds for Jake with the low attention span to tune off a video, and he may miss it, and it may be based off how the cameraman is conducted, okay? So that's why you have to make sure that you're doing things correctly so that the attention span is being held. And understand, everything's the Lord's will. And if the elect was meant to watch a video, they're going to watch it. It's true. But the thing is, you want to cater to the elect actually watching the video. You want to cater to it, to making it perfect so that it's easy to be attentive to the video, and it's not disruptive, essentially. Okay. Now, I had a couple other precepts. Let me see. And it was in reference when I was saying this, it was in reference to the brothers that were holding down the camera last Saturday, just being on point and making sure that your camera is focused on the actual speaker. But right here, then in Romans 11 and 12, or 12 and 11, which this was a very good precept that aligned with what was being said, or the theme of this video. This Romans chapter 12, verse 11, it says, actually, I start at the top at 9. It says, let your love be without dissimulation. Abhor that which is evil. Cleave to that which is good. Be kindly affectionate one toward another with brotherly love and honor, preferring one another. Not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving the Heavenly Father. All right? We cannot be slothful. A lot of times Jake is on their phone or doing whatever other thing occupies their time behind the camera, and then they or a brother got to snap at you to tell you to put the camera on a speaker or focus in. Like, that should not be happening. Your job as a cameraman is to make sure that everything that is being conveyed out there and being said out there is caught on camera perfectly, okay? And I'm saying perfectly because the job is really not that hard. In some cases, the etiquette is hard to upkeep in some cases, but the job is really not that hard. You have to make sure that you're living up to your best potential and making sure that every point and everything is being caught on camera. That is your job. All right. So Colossians chapter 3, verse 23. All right. Which this goes right along with the theme also. This Colossians chapter 3, verse 23, it says, and whatsoever ye do, do it heartily as to the Lord and not unto men. Okay. And you got to understand, if Yahweh Shai was speaking, you would be catching everything Yahweh Shai said. Okay. It's the same thing. Do it heartedly. You have to put your heart into this. You have to put your soul into this, because this is your calling. All right. The Lord is only asking 2 hours of your fucking Saturday, 3 hours tops. All you have to do is focus in on those 2 to 3 hours and making sure that you're doing what you need to do. And then you're justified and you're cool and you're good in the eyes of the Lord. The Lord is only asking for 3 hours tops on your Saturday for you to focus in and hone in and pay attention to what the fuck is going on in front of that camera and behind that camera. Okay. So make it your business to really do your job and really live up to that. All right. And I'm not saying this, I'm not coming from a perfect perspective, because there are times to where when I first came into truth, I wasn't manning the camera correctly and I got rebuked a lot of times. And one thing I will say, as the Zaquan Zayanala says all the time, if you are the cameraman, make sure you're going back and you're watching those videos to see how the camera was conducted. That is your job. That is a requirement. Okay. So again, as the scriptures state, it says, whatsoever you do, do it heartily as to the Lord and not unto men. All right. Because this thing is really about the Heavenly Father and getting his word out. And we're all portraying the word of Yahweh Bashim Shai, not of us, as of the Heavenly Father. So that's why it's even more important. Okay. And I'm bringing myself to my last precept. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 18. It reads, it says, by much slothfulness the building decayeth, and through idleness of the hands the house droppeth through. All right. And the reason why I brought that out is because if collectively, if we're not all doing our job, the system fails. The job is only operative based off all of us doing and handling our job. So never deem yourself as less important. Never deem yourself as insignificant, because you are significant in the role that you play. And when we're conducting, camp, essentially. So if you're not doing your job, the scriptures say the building decayeth, and through idleness of the hands, the house droppeth. All right. And we don't want the house to drop. We want to keep building the house and the nation of Yashar Allah through the power of Yahweh Shemel Shai. And that comes through the building of Yahweh Shemel Shai, and our nation comes through that camera lens. All right. Because this is the source that we utilize in order to get the words out. All right. And furthermore, it's also important because we want the elect to pay attention to these things, and we don't want to be disruptive. We don't want to be or even show an etiquette that that's not portraying the Heavenly Father Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right. So I pray that you are edified through this epistle. Okay, of course, I give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemel Shai, Shemel Kadash, Shani Kabak, God, Wala Rakaza, Koyin, Abba, and double honors to the elders and apostles and GMS in these times. Okay, until next time, I say shalom, and I pray that you are edified through this. Shalom.